Okay, I think Olivia mentioned it well. You talked about the person that you're talking to, and I would want to add on that. I think it also depends on the field that you are covering or the area that you are in. And also, it also depends on the time. So why am I saying that? Because actually identifying as Africans, if we are in China, is unique in a sense because we also have a way of looking at our African culture from a perspective of the unity of culture in diversity. That means, we all have a very diverse background, but we also have something that actually unify us. So besides that, if you also take a look into our some of our ideologies like philosophies, if I could say, like Ubuntu, it also has that aspect of actually, identifying us as a single, as a unity. So I think it doesn't matter if you are in China, you are in which area, as long as you are out of Africa, it's always, good to identify as a unity, as a single, unit. So I'm actually happy, and I'm always, proud to represent Africa. And at some time, of course, I have to opt to be a Zimbabwean. That actually depends with what I'm doing. But most of the times, as Olivia said, actually, because if you take a look at how the relations are defined, it's China-Africa relations, and the reason is not actually because Africa is one in terms of boundary divisions, in terms of culture. There are many things in there, but actually we can always also identify ourselves as a unity. So I think it's actually something that we should take upon ourselves. So when it comes to educating the locals about what Africa is, that's when we can actually split to say, there is Zimbabwe, there is Morocco, there is Cameroon. We have several countries. We actually have 55 countries in terms of if we are talking about from an AU perspective.
AU perspective, yes.
Yes, we have 55 countries.
54 actually.
55 actually, according to
54, but the 55th one is not really,
it's partial.
Which one is that? I have no idea.
The
Which
one below Morocco,
Yeah,
the island,
Western
the island one.
Yeah, no, it's not an
Western
island.
Sahel.
Western Sahel.
Oh,
It hasn't had much of a approval in the international community
as a country.
Yes, it's partially recognized. So it is recognized by the African Union, but then United Nations recognizes 54 countries. That's why you see every time when we talk about Africa, we always talk about 54 countries, but actually, according to AU, we have 55 countries.
Wow.
So those are some of the things that, when we are talking about the detailed history, the detailed, culture, the detailed status quo of Africa, some of the things that you can talk about. But when you're talking about the culture, I think we can always relate to each other as Africans. And also, I think politically, it's also one and the same thing. We have Pan-Africanism. I think Olivia talked about it as well. So there are many things that we relate to each other as Africans, but it actually doesn't mean that we don't have boundaries. I think we should actually make that point clear there. Identifying ourselves as Africans doesn't mean that we don't have backgrounds, we don't have diverse languages, we don't have diverse cultures, we don't have different food and clothes. It doesn't mean that. It actually means that we have something in common as a people. Yeah.